What's good, everyone? It's me, Monaro, and welcome to my channel. Sorry it's been a while since I uploaded, but we'll get into that on another video. Today I wanted to come and kind of talk about this new show that I watched on Netflix called Arcane League of Legends. I'm not going to get into too much spoiler stuff, but spoiler warnings just in case I may mention something that is directly tied to the storyline, and just in case you haven't watched it yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and say spoiler warnings. Anyways, the main thing that I really wanted to talk about was not necessarily the storyline and the plot, but the whole the way that this particular animated series came across. Let me say I absolutely loved this animation. From my understanding, it's based off of a video game. I did try to go back into YouTube to see if I could see like the video gameplay of this particular animation, but I really couldn't find anything. Most of what I found were people comparing the actual video game to the animated series and how the drawings and how the drawings differed, like how the characters were drawn, how they differed to how they look in the video games. Otherwise, I couldn't find anybody that played the actual game to kind of see how the story arc actually plays out in the video game. That being said, I thought that this animation series was very well done. The pacing was excellent. You got to know who the characters were. You got to see just enough of their backstory so that you can actually be invested in those characters and how they played off of each other. You also get a lot of different, there's a lot of other different things going on. Like you get to see a story about like a separation of the classes, right? Typical in a lot of these types of stories, between the haves and have-nots. It kind of gave me a lot of, if you've ever seen the movie Elysium, it kind of gave me a lot of that. It also gave me a lot of, if you've ever seen Alita, it kind of gave me some of those vibes. Not exactly, but some of those vibes. I also like the cyberpunk feel of this particular animation, which I'm gonna say this a lot. It's gonna bring me back to a lot of things. Like it kind of gave me, if you've seen the gameplay of Cyberpunk 2077, it had a little bit of that in it, and it had some what's a good one? Oh, it had some Blade Runner type of vibes to me, in my own opinion. Like it had a lot of those elements in this particular animated story. It also touched on a lot of subject matters, like war and fighting between two different factions. So basically some sort of an internal civil war and the aftermath of what happens, especially to the children who become victim of this war. This particular animation follows the story of two sisters and all of the other supporting characters around them. It also talks about, overbearing parents, about acceptance. You also touch on PTSD and mental breaks. I think the story is the way that the creators have told the story. I think it was very well done. It touches on so many different aspects of society, and true human emotions about how things affect us on so many different levels. And another thing I want to touch on is the actual animation itself. Excellently done. Excellently done. As well as the musical score. Like, the music really draws you in, especially in certain high intensity scenes. I think it was spot on how they tied the music to the different scenes within the show. So if you haven't seen it, or you've come across it and you've been kind of trying to figure out whether or not it's something that you want to watch or not, I would highly recommend that you do. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who already reviewed it, so that's why I'm not getting too much into the storyline about what it's about. But if you guys would be interested in me doing a more in-depth review based on each of the episodes and going more into the characters themselves, just let me know that, and I'll be more than glad to do that. But I'm the type of person I like to do that on a live stream. So if that's something that you guys would be interested in, just let me know, and I would be more than glad to set that up in order to have that conversation. But this is just a quick not necessarily review, but just me giving you my thoughts on this particular animated series. Again, it's called Arcane League of Legends. It's on Netflix. Highly recommend. And that's all I've got. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening to my quick little synopsis. Please be sure to subscribe and like, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you again for watching. Bye.